This week's guest, Derek Henry of Observe the 93rd. Derek, what's going on, man?
Not much. How's it going, guys?
Not too bad. Thanks.
Ooh, Derek. Ooh. I'm just gonna do that with like every cast now. The crowd goes wild.
Oh, well, now I don't feel special.
Well, I only literally
Yeah,
did it
you
last
can't-
week
you
with
can't
Jeremy
just tell the
Jones.
guests
That was
that.
it.
Jeremy Jones.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's kind of worth it. I mean, you're
Oh,
worth
wow,
it. He's kind
okay.
of worth it. You're
Fuck, dude, you're just
Everyone's with-
literally
Fuck. I'm
verbally
sorry.
assaulting him. We're not even 10 seconds into this.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry.
Jesus,
He's
fuck.
got alliteration
cry.
in his.
I
in
want
his favor.
tears.
All right, this is going. How you doing, Derek?
Doing well, man.
We playing good cop, good cop, bad cop right now? Is that what we're doing right now?
I'll fuck you up.
Okay, that's beyond the cop.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
we're losing sound.
Cool.
It's
I won't touch
you're not
it.
singing right now. You don't have to hold it. You just adjust.
Derek, I don't think I have to tell you this, but don't fucking cup the mic.
Don't worry about it. I got it. I got
Okay.
it.
Oh my god. How you doing? No, aside from all the jokes, good.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Good.
Still training at the gym.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, training, sure.
Training. Yeah. Did you do boxing or something?
I was doing boxing, but it was a little expensive at the time.
Yeah.
So
Oh, for sure.
I can only imagine.
I
like,
love
it's
it
like-
though. I want to get back into
Yeah.
it, but
How'd you get into that? Like,
there's a friend who goes out to my band shows and stuff, and she was like, I train all the time with this guy named Nate who does boxing, and I was like, I'm not doing that. I was very much like not. I wasn't in the gym. I wasn't training, but I liked boxing, like
Mhm.
watching it, the old school stuff like Muhammad Ali, Frazier,
Oh, for sure.
Ken Norton. And she was like, just come try it out sometime. I was like, all right, because I was pretty depressed. So I was like, that's a good dopamine kick.
absolutely.
And I got fucking addicted to it like crazy.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I couldn't stop then. As soon as I started, I actually did boxing before going to the gym,
So
which
you-
is kind of a weird order. Like usually people are like training and they have some muscle mass going on. I'm skinny now, but I was so much
I mean,
skinnier then.
You definitely put on some mass since I first met you, like 6 years ago, something like that.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
First.
Oh, my God.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I was a rail and I had long ass hair.
I remember that. I
so-
thought you were. How old are you? You're
I'm 27.
27. Yeah, so you're like 2 years older than me, essentially. I thought you were like my age. I don't know.
I thought you
Still
were
the
27.
grandpa.
You're not 27?
No, I'm 24. I'll be 25 in May.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm
Weren't you
old.
at my birthday?
How old are you?
No, you weren't at my birthday party.
Like I just said, I'm still the grandpa.
Okay,
I'm-
30?
I'm 30.
Okay. Yeah, that's old. That's real old.
He got a letter from AARP the other day.
I did.
Oh, man.
They were like, hey, we need you to be the new spokesperson. Tom Selleck's got to go at some point, and we need another glorious mustache.
Do you have a bladder bag, like, taped to your leg?
Actually, no. I prefer to avoid that, and I just shit on the floor wherever I'm at. And wherever I'm at, they just have to deal with it.
Do you need, like, a guy who follows you picking up the feces? Because I'll apply immediately.
You know what?
Just
I
took a
need
dark
one.
turn
I need
quick.
one.
We'll get there. We're going to get weird.
need a shit
so might as
scoop.
well
Oh,
just
no,
get
I
there
fucking
right
like
now.
it. And that's what I'm saying.
This isn't called Darker with Daniel for nothing.
So how long is it to get your fucking seeing eye dog and your stick?
So fun fact,
You're fucking
seeing eye dog, that takes like a couple months to train, like crazy enough. And
How are you gonna train if you're fucking blind?
well, I was like, okay, well, I'll use the stick in the meantime, right? Fucking back ordered like a year and a half. It's the craziest thing. They're like, well, sucks to be blind. I'm just kidding.
I like
That's
how
like,
in-depth that joke got.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We went
On back
way.
order.
but all seriously, like I don't think blind
Sociopath.
people. Like I don't think it's something we should joke about. But it was a very ill-tasted joke.
Clearly you do.
I actually volunteer on the app Be My Eyes, so I should
Oh
probably.
yeah, didn't we talk about that?
We
one?
did, yeah, and like I actually love doing that. So like,
Didn't you? Did
All
any of
jokes
you guys
aside.
see the smart walking stick that just came out? Like I didn't read anything about it. I literally just saw
What?
a headline out. Yeah, somebody is inventing or invented a smart walking stick that is like connected to Google Maps and Apple Maps, so that way it can like walk you around town and stuff. Which is actually pretty
that's
cool.
actually
Yeah.
like brilliant.
It-
That's $1 million idea.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to capitalize off the blind, great. That's $1 million idea. I mean, or you can just like take no profit.
if you put it that way, like you don't say you're capitalizing on the blind. I think the blind like would like to be able to go places without being like smack. Oh, I'm sorry. Smack. Oh, I'm sorry. Or they're like, I don't know. I'm not blind. So like, I feel like there is definitely happened where like a blind person has been like, oh, like when they're first learning how to use their walking stick, they're like, oh, I'm good, and then they just like walk themselves into a fucking corner. And they're like, wait. and
So
then they're
many
just
blind
stuck.
people are like, this kid doesn't know what the fuck
Jesus,
he's
yeah.
talking about.
No, okay, but in all seriousness, this is the one question I want answered. And if anyone can put this in the comments or message us, how the fuck does a blind person know when to stop wiping?
I knew you were gonna ask that. Why would you ask that?
Like, I want to know. Like, are you just like, ow, that hurts really bad? And you're just like, all right, I should be clean by now. Like, I don't know. Like,
I feel like I
How
kind
do
of go
you
that
know?
route.
do you?
Yeah, I don't like look to be like, is there like stuff on it right now?
What?
just
I
feel it
definitely
out.
look.
No.
We're 4 minutes in, and all we've talked about is blind people and shitting. All right,
God damn it. I am
Sign
so
of
sorry.
A good podcast.
that's a
right
fucking
there.
great start. I mean, the energy's high. I'm all for it. But God, how did you? Why did your mind immediately go to how does a blind person know when they're done? And how did my mind already know that you were going to ask that?
Because we're fucked.
Kindred spirits.
No, that's a good point.
He's probably been thinking about that all fucking day.
It's been
Blind
longer than
people
a
and
day.
shitting.
That's a question I've wanted answered for a very long time.
Maybe they just all have bidets.
And they're just like, it's been like 5
Oh
minutes
my
now."
God,
Yeah.
that makes so much sense. I would totally do that. If I was blind, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to wipe. I'm going to have my asshole cleaned by a turbo power jet thing. Hell yeah.
I don't think that's true at all. Because they have to line themselves up perfectly so that it shoots in the right
Yeah, but
spot.
there's
Do
just
they?
the
Have you
feeling
used
is
a
lot
bidet?
better.
No, but I'm aware of the mechanics.
I'm not. I've never used one. The only time it's ever happened is when I get like Neptune's kiss. And that's like a bidet for like a second.
I'm sorry, this one's just way more fucked up in the beginning than anything we've ever done in the past.
Yeah,
It's great.
that had that impact.
Wow.
You do.
It's crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. Some Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
going
it's
on.
that usually takes 15 minutes, and this week it took 5.
He
so
did that line of the coffee before the
they'll-
podcast.
Yeah, I offered you a line, but you just didn't want to do a line of fresh Folgers.
We can only do that much energy.
Yeah,
Sorry. I'll reel it in, guys.
No,
Guys, no, it's fine. Guys, I get it. It's fine.
We gotta have.
I just thought we had a really good thing going here, and I just
Are you
I
fucking
just-
stop?
I
Stop.
just
Stop. No, everybody, stop.
Does he do this every time?
No, he doesn't. And I
No.
don't know why he's doing it this time.
Showing
boy.
off. Stop showing off.
It's just Derek. It's just Derek. All right.
who would actually get mad
guys
at someone
have
that's
met
crying?
before.
You're like Alan. Does he do this often? No, he never does that.
I swear it's never like this though.
You know,
No,
I
this
find
this
that
week's
hard to
energy
believe.
is weirder.
Wait, have you guys met each other before? I
Oh, yeah.
actually don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
know.
He was in ethics, which I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
The
And-
fact that he
Oh,
knew
wait,
that
duh,
just
that's-
makes me so happy. I'm just saying.
And we practice in the same storage units.
That's
Like
right.
Camp
Because
Hill
I've
storage
come over
units.
to both of your practices back when
Right.
Chris was in Imperialist.
Oh yeah. So yeah, he was literally right across from us. So we would kind of hang out a lot in a way because we would like go over to each other's units and be like, "How's it going, man?" And
miss
they would
the
play new
units.
shit.
Do you guys still practice there?
We practice here.
You practice here?
Yeah, literally this room.
Oh,
Oh,
have you? No.
have you been fucking with our shit?
You honey dicking
No,
us?
we don't touch anybody's stuff.
Nah,
in
I
here.
figured.
I
We always
think
get
so.
worried that other people are gonna touch our stuff.
Oh,
So,
well,
yeah.
Well,
But whatever.
congratulations. It's not your stuff.
you were muted on that one, Chris.
I said the feeling's mutual,
Feelings.
bub.
Good.
Bub. Dude, it's so
Done,
crazy though.
units.
It is funny because like you spent so much time there because you were hanging out with Chris and Imperialist, and then we were always there practicing, and it was just like
I was practically a member of Imperialist that did literally fucking nothing but hang out. Like
honorary member.
I went to
You know
every
the thing?
I went to every single show, every single practice, and then that was basically it. I mean, Patty asked me to be your guys' tour manager at one point, but I was in the car business. I think we talked about this one.
We did, yeah. Well, no, I don't think we talked about it on here. I think we talked about it like off the podcast.
Yeah, no,
but
Patty
yeah.
asked me to be the tour manager, and I was like, dude, I just don't have the fucking time for
Dude,
that right now.
we wanted you to like come with us.
Dude, I wanted to so bad. I would have fucking loved. That would have been like a wet dream for me. Oh my
Have you
god.
booked bands before?
No.
Oh, you were just like, fuck it, I'll give it a
I'm
We
shot.
just wanted
well,
the
I'm
extra
I'm a
help.
salesman, so like I'm
Got it.
really good at talking, and kind of hence why I'm on. I have a podcast and stuff.
Gotcha.
Now,
I was just saying, I was like, Derek, how do you think we went about having a podcast? None of us have ever done a podcast before, but we're like, oh well,
I thought Logan
We're gonna
just
make
talked you into it.
no, yeah.
No.
we've been working on this for what 2 years now.
Yeah, like 2.5.
Yeah.
Oh
actually,
damn!
wow.
So this
It
has
was-
been
it
in the
was an
works.
idea.
Yeah, we used to do it at my house, and we actually turned my guest room into like a full studio at one point.
I mean, I remember kind of seeing that in your living room
Yeah,
at a couple of your parties,
Yes.
and I was worried about all your equipment getting fucked up because the people there were not in good shape.
Oh yeah.
Derek's
Including
too
me,
nice. He's like,
including me.
Oh my God. I
at
hate
Danny's
bullshit
house, he's like,
like that.
guys, get away from that. Stop, guys, you're too drunk. Stop, that's
The, mu-
expensive.
the
Please.
musician and Derek were just always worried about all of the mics and cables and everything. Yeah. No,
That's
yeah,
the kind of guest you want, though.
yeah, absolutely. No, when was the last? You haven't been at my house in a while.
I was there for, was it Labor Day? The one where I passed out on the couch.
Dude, that was probably the craziest party I've ever hosted at my house. My backyard looked like municipal waste. Like
What?
that was
there was
that
like,
crazy.
yeah, I remember I woke up the next morning and somebody came up to my room and said, "Just don't even look outside. We'll take care of it." And
I
I
believe
came
it.
out. I went back to sleep. Went outside like 4 hours later, and there was like 9 trash bags full of trash on my back porch that had all been picked up from my backyard. That party went on till like 4 o'clock in the morning. I actually had to like send people home. I was like, guys, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's time. It's time to go. Labor Day is over.
I'm just jealous that you had friends that were like that, like considerate. Like when I lived in Steelton with my friend Dylan. Well, he's my best friend Dylan. But we lived in Steelton in this like real rundown house, and we would have giant house parties. Dude, people were just assholes. Like we literally had so many people in the house at one point for this one party. I'll never forget this because I was just like, I was really drunk, but I was just also like amazed, probably because I was so drunk. But we had so many people in the house that we had the front door. You come in the living room, and then in that living room there's the steps. So you go up and then turn right and go up. And at the top of the steps, you can make a right or a left. The left is my room. The right is just like the smoking room where everyone was in. There was so many people in the house that someone tried to go up the steps, and just the kinetic energy of them trying to push their way up the steps, it moved everyone else in such a manner that people in the smoking room, someone got pushed against the window, it shattered, and they fell through the window and out onto the overhang in front of our front porch.
Were you that person? Was that?
Oh,
you?
no, I was not that person. I just heard the crash. I was like, what the fuck? And everyone was just like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, I don't know. I heard something crash. Dude's fucking laying out on the fucking overhang with a bunch of glass in him, and he's like, "Oh, this is great." And I was like, "We have too many fucking people in this house. Like, people got to go. Like, this is insane."
Jesus Christ.
But like,
Is
you
that out
had
in
people.
Steelton?
Yeah, that was in Steelton. But you had people like, "Oh, you're the host. Hey, thanks for having a great party. You know what? Don't even worry about the backyard. We'll clean it up." We
Well-
came downstairs and our house was fucking destroyed.
Oh, trust me, I've had plenty of parties like that where my house is just trashed the next day. I mean, that same party, was that the same party where my window got broken? Do you remember?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Like my front window got broken. Nobody ever admitted to it. Like, yeah, I was actually like a little bit upset about that one because I spent a lot of money on that party. I probably spent like $500 on that party for alcohol
Oh
and
my God.
food for everybody. And then somebody broke my window, and I was like, look, I don't care if you broke it. Like, just please help me pay for it. You don't even have to pay for the whole thing. Like, throw me $50 maybe. And nobody ever admitted to it still. So,
Oh, that's fucked.
yeah, it is what
That's
it is.
why I came on this podcast.
You're finally
I'm
gonna,
joking, I
you're gonna
did
give
not.
us the dirt.
No, I was gonna say it was me, but it
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's what I was gonna.
You know,
sorry.
you know who would say that it wasn't them?
The person who did it.
Yeah.
It sounds exactly.
But I don't think they would joke that
Very
it was them.
self-incriminating, Derek. Very self.
Yeah, Chris, is it just me or does Alan kind of sound like a cop right now?
He always sounds like a cop.
God damn it.
Alan, are you a cop?
That's not a thing.
If you're a cop, you have to tell
You
us.
have
No,
to
I
us.
don't.
By law.
It's not a thing.
Hunter, can you look that up for us? Okay, thank you.
I will.
So immediate. Like, I'm telling you, it's not a thing. Like, how do you think they trap people? Like, you think the people undercover, they go like super deep in and they get in with like the Hell's Angels and like, you know, if you're a cop, you have to tell us. They're like, you got me.
Sounds exactly
Like
what a cop would
Swiper.
That
say.
sounds
Swiper,
exactly
no
like.
swiping.
Swiping.
Oh man.
Man.
I never understood that shit.
I don't know. See, at that point, they don't have it on record. Maybe the cop lied. Maybe it was a dirty cop.
Just because he lied to keep his cover unblown, that makes him a dirty cop.
In some people's eyes, yeah, probably. I don't know. I like cops. I've never had a bad experience.
Yeah, me either.
I
But
mean, I had like
not to lie, I had one bad experience.
closest thing I had to a bad experience with the police. Hunter, you were there for it. We were like, what, 12 or 13. We made potato guns and we were shooting them off in our backyard, and we're Hunter's backyard more so.
Yep.
Well,
that'll
all
do
right,
it.
to be fair, it wasn't us
fair.
that made them. We were little kids. Hunter's older brothers and his friends made the potato guns and were shooting them. And we decided to go out and join them. And some lady with a fucking lapdog in a Cadillac pulled up and was like, "Oh, that's what all that noise is, blah, 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 blah. Like, you guys are shooting this fucking thing. I'm calling the cops." We're like, "Do it. We're not doing
I
anything
don't
wrong."
remember them being loud. It was that loud.
Potato
I
guns?
mean,
Oh wait,
They
never
were
mind. I
very,
was thinking of
very
something else.
loud.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
To
I
be
would say they're
clear,
very loud.
We were
It's not-
also shooting baseballs out of them, so
No.
Oh,
it
well,
was
that's a
tennis
different
balls.
story.
Did we shoot a baseball? I don't remember
we did
that.
absolutely because we put them in golf sleeve, like the golf socks that go over
Oh,
golf
yeah.
gloves
Is it
to make it seal.
CO2?
Yeah.
fires
No,
up?
no,
No.
it's
It's
static guard. You spray static guard in, and then you click like a
Like a
barbecue
spark.
igniter.
So I'm just
Okay.
learning that there's apparently
Combustion.
different models of potato guns because I have definitely dealt with CO2 ones, but
Oh.
you're talking about spraying static guard.
Yeah,
in.
I've never heard of that.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also
Years
just want to.
later, I made one with PVC piping and a taser. I got a taser and like got some speaker wiring, hooked the wires up to the speakers, and then
Wow.
hooked those wires up into a into some metal screws. And
I'm just going to be the one to go on record here and say this. I think we just thought of a great podcast episode. We're going to try all the different models of potato guns, and we're going to see the effects it has on the human body.
Right.
That's
we have
really
life
not a good
insurance.
idea.
So
It's a great idea. We're
back
gonna do
to so yeah, the lady goes off, calls the cops, and then the cops actually show up, and this dude was just fucking pissed. Like he was in a bad mood. If I'm not mistaken, he got suspended like 2 weeks after that, didn't he?
He did. Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, he just showed up, started just ripping into all of us, and he's like, "This is fucking illegal, blah blah blah." We're like, "Look, we're just hanging out on our own property, shooting a thing that we made. Like, this is not illegal at all. We have all the right to do this we want." And I think he ended up giving 2 people citations. Correct? He gave
Yeah.
Nate one and your
Yeah.
brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gave out 2
They were like
citations.
$285 or something.
Yeah, and then put the loaded potato gun in the trunk of his car.
He
And
just
left
wanted
with
it.
And
He
left
sold
with
it
He's
at
like,
the
"We're gonna
flea
shoot
market on
T-shirts with this at the flea market." Oh
He's like, "My
God.
kid's going to fucking love this."
That was a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Actually, I went to high school with his nephew. I found out eventually. I was like, "Oh, you're Officer." Can't say his name. You're his nephew. He's like, "Yeah, he's a fucking dick."
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay. Doesn't
All
even
right.
like his own uncle.
Sounds like a bad uncle. You're supposed to, if you're an uncle, you're automatically supposed to be like the cool uncle. You know what I mean? Like, we should
Well-
try to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an uncle.
Are you
I'm
the
not.
cool uncle?
I'd like to think I am.
Or
I
are
taught
you
my
the
niece.
only uncle?
No,
Okay.
no. I taught
Oh,
my niece
wait,
how to
no, I
say
know that.
Saturdays. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know
You've
that.
met my niece, haven't you?
No, I'm saying I know your brother.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. No, my niece. I taught her how to say Saturdays are for the boys. I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Of course.
Sick.
Absolutely. So, how's you said you've been busy with a lot of music lately and stuff,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, playing lots of acoustic shows and stuff.
Yeah. That's more like solo, right? Or is that?
Oh yeah, that's all solo
Okay.
stuff. I mean, it's not like my passion, but it's much better than I was working at an insurance firm. So I was my soul was draining out of my fucking
Yo.
body.
I worked in insurance.
You did?
I did. I was a claims adjuster for Progressive before I was active duty.
Okay. So I was just in the call center working on general liability claims and workers' comp.
God.
Oh my
Man, that
God.
sounds
Yes, I
thrilling.
know. I feel all of your pain.
Yeah. So I was like, I can't do this another day.
No.
So booked a bunch of acoustic shows. I play like 3 or 4 of those a week. So much happier.
Yeah.
Are-
Yes.
Are you,
Wait, is
I
that
mean,
you
I
doing
don't
this
have
like
the same
full
money?
time?
Yes.
Oh, like you quit your job and you're playing shows
Oh,
full
yeah.
time.
I don't have any benefits, so if I get hurt or something or sick, I'm fucked.
Yeah, that
So
would
I,
Yeah,
suck.
that-
I don't
that's-
suggest it, but like
Oh my god.
much happier.
Wow. But
as
that's
long
really
as I'm not
cool,
sick
though.
or
Like, you're just-
dying, I'm happy.
Yeah.
You're a
right?
full-time musician now. I
Yep.
didn't know that.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
That's
dude.
awesome.
You're literally living the dream.
It's nice. It's awesome.
When are you playing at Frats again next? I need to come see
I
you
don't
soon.
have anything booked, but
I'll talk to
that's
Bo.
kind of like whenever I hit him up, he
Yeah?
throws me a date. So
Yeah,
probably soon.
I know he's always like
He's super nice.
he's so
he
nice.
trains too.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I didn't
Bo's
know
like
that. Yeah.
a really good friend of mine. I was at his wedding and everything. I sold his wife a car whenever I was in the car business.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
cool.
well, I've been going there for a long time, but every time you are booked there, he's like, "Derek's booked this weekend. I'm really excited." Blah blah blah. I mean, not
Yeah.
trying to, yeah, but
no,
yeah,
he's super nice. I like him.
he is. He is.
Cool.
Everybody here knows Bo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When I was first about to play there, I'd never even. Oh, I'd been there a couple times with you guys,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
but I'd never really been like downstairs because we would always go right up those steps.
To the deck.
But when I was first playing there, I posted it on the internet, and people literally messaged me, like 5 people. They're like, "Good luck, man. Like that crowd is rough." And they were like, "The last guy who played there last weekend, some guy just started beating the shit out of him while he was
What?
playing because they didn't like. He played Post Malone.
What?
Apparently, I don't know
I've
if
never
that's.
heard-
I don't know if that's true,
Uh-huh.
but yeah. So I showed up expecting people to just rip into me. All the nicest people. Like
Yeah.
it's super chill, super cool.
Well, I
there.
mean, like, let's be honest though, like, and this isn't even me being like, dude, you're a phenomenal fucking vocalist.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think you
That's
have to
true.
worry about playing anywhere. Cause like, just to put it into context, I remember one time when I was in ethics, we were talking to you, and I was like, yeah, dude, like we're looking for like maybe adding on like a clean singer.
I remember
And
that.
you were like, yeah, dude, like
Yeah.
I would love to join like a sound like that and add my voice to it. I literally went back to my band. I was like, guys, do you know who might join the fucking band? And they were like, you know, like it's like the stereotypical like comedic, like the guitarist is like tuning his guitar and the drummer's just doing nothing. And they're like, who? And I was like, Derek fucking Henry. And they were like,
who?
no, they were like, shut. Like all of them were just like, shut the fuck up. I was like, I'm not kidding, dude. Like you're known. Like,
But you
Oh, you are.
motherfuckers never hit me up.
What are you talking?
what are you talking about? Yes, we did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, we most. I will literally go through my fucking Facebook messages right now. You stopped responding.
Really?
Yeah, but to be perfectly honest,
Look,
you were like,
let's settle
killing it.
this with a good old-fashioned round of rock, paper, scissors.
That's
All right.
Nothing.
Says you.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, it's best 2 out of 3 every time,
Okay.
and it's on rock paper scissors shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Rock paper scissors shoot.
Okay.
Getting sweaty.
All right, a little bit.
All
a
right.
little bit.
Rock paper scissors shoot.
All right.
Oh, all right, all
It's
right.
on,
Winner gets a
motherfucker.
kiss.
A kiss from
Chris.
who?
Chris.
From Chris?
Yep.
Yes!
Rock paper scissors shoot. You stopped responding, you bitch.
All right, well, now you get a kiss from Chris.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Are you
take
fucking
your
jealous?
prize.
I
Fuck her up.
fucking will, and I want you to watch. I want eye contact.
You can stay over there.
For audio listeners, Alan won, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I did win. But no, in all seriousness though, I honestly don't remember if you stopped responding. I just remembered. I just know like it just never happened, and we just stopped communicating. Then whether it was you, whether it was me, but I know we were really busy at that point, and you were really busy at that point because I think that's when Dead
Right, yep.
started like really taking off, and like I was like, you know what, like I'm not even mad. Like I understand. Like this dude is
Oh,
like
yeah,
way
Dad.
out of my league, like band wise. I was like,
Oh
No.
God.
you go, Derek.
Do you remember
Woo.
Do you remember the first Dead show when I got really fucked up and jumped up on the stage with you?
I loved that.
I-
That was such a good show.
I
That was
still
so fun.
cringe at that at myself because I probably sounded like garbage.
Dude, I love that you were kind of there whenever the whole Dead idea started. That was whenever I met you.
Oh my God,
Was
that's right.
Logan and I were recording the first Observe record, and I was like, I want to cover Jewel at the Fed Live Halloween show.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were sitting there listening to a playlist, and My Chem came on, and I was like, dude, this is one of my favorite bands of all time. And he was like, we should do this band at Fed Live. And that's how everything started. And you came over to the studio,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to Denny's or something. Remember?
Oh my
And
God.
we were jamming.
Wait,
Welcome to the Black Parade. In
Yes.
the car.
do you remember what happened to Logan and Denny's?
Oh, yes.
Yes, it was whenever those.
I'm not talking about it.
Maybe we shouldn't.
No.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't.
Okay.
It was fucking hilarious.
For off camera.
We'll talk about it off air, but let's talk more about this. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Sick.
Back. So My Chemical Romance. So
That's it. Goodbye, everyone.
yeah, bye
Have a
everybody.
good one. Thanks for tuning in.
No, we actually talked about their reunion tour that they announced. We talked about that a few episodes back. We're really excited. Are you going or?
I'm not. I really wanted to. I'd planned on it when they posted it. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been to many live shows. It doesn't interest me as much as them releasing new material.
Okay.
So when they had that whole like hype video come out, the summoning,
Mm-hmm.
I was stoked about it, but I was hoping it would end with like, here's a new record.
Mm-hmm.
I want a new
You want new
fucking-
music.
I want a new record to listen to and
Okay.
jam and obsess over. It's cool. I'm glad they're active. It's so much better than nothing.
Agreed.
But
So I can kind of agree with you on that because I'll be honest with you. There are some times where I've gone to like shows and I'm like, honestly, this is cool, but am I really having the best time? I'm surrounded by people. I'm
Bro,
hot,
I'm
slutty.
straight up not having a good time.
Like the band, and more so goes for bands that aren't good live, I guess. But I can kind of see what you're saying about that.
I just always feel this weird thing. I don't think maybe it's a little bit of ego thing. I don't know. I'm just always, when I'm at a big live show, I'm like, I want to be up there. I don't
Okay.
want to be in the crowd.
I know exactly what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
for being a vocalist, like, I know, like, when you watch another vocalist, and, like, especially if they're doing a really good job, you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, like, just, like, let me have the mic for, like, 1 second. Like, just let me do, like, my, just let
that
me
sounds
have
so
a little bit.
backwards too, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because you would think it would be if you hear someone who's not talented, you'd be like, let me show you how you do it.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, you just
That's a
get
good point.
inspired.
You do.
Like,
I need you to show me how to do it one of these days. I need you to help me out with some vocals one of these days.
you definitely have natural talent.
Yeah?
You
You
send me
think so?
some Snapchat
Have I?
clips and stuff.
Oh yeah, I have. That's
Some
right.
songs you're working on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
I
told
just.
you at Fratelli's.
That's right. We did talk about that. We did. I actually just redid this guest bedroom studio at my house again this past weekend.
I saw it.
Now it's more vocal or more geared towards like music and stuff. So you should come
Mhm.
by sometime, man. Check it out.
Let's do it, man. Let's
Yeah?
do something acoustic or
Dude,
just
hell yeah.
random. Write some stuff on the spot.
I'm down with
Be
that.
fun.
Dude, if Observe the 93rd ever wants, like, a screamer for any song, like, dude, I'm there. I got you. If you guys ever want to just drop to, like,
uncleans?
drop A sharp just randomly for, like, one song, that'd be sick.
I mean, we'll throw some screams in our stuff now. We
Yeah,
play
I
in
was gonna
Drop C.
Drop C. Ooh, I
Yeah.
like Drop C.
I
Drop
love
C's good.
C, yeah.
Drop C.
Drop C is so universal. Like, you don't really. It sounds fine without needing, like, a 7-string guitar. Drop A sharp, like, it's better if you have a 7-string
Right.
guitar, or if you're just throwing, like, thicker gauge,
Yeah.
like, lower E strings.
I do want to get
For
a
sure.
7-string just for like studio stuff. But back to MCR. So you did say you wanted a new album.
Yeah.
All right, I'm kind of conflicted on that. I'm gonna be honest. I liked all of their albums up to Danger Days. Their last one, to be honest, I couldn't even give.
I'm not a huge fan of that either. I don't sit in my room listening to Danger Days.
I don't either. Now, like when Sing comes on, I'll fucking bang out to that. Nah, that one I'll fucking bang out to.
Yeah.
Like Vampire Blood. That album's good, I think, but the album after that, their last one, I honestly I just couldn't even get into it enough to give it an honest chance. And one thing I said about them before was that I'm honestly slightly glad that they stopped before they just started pushing out music to push out music.
Oh yeah.
That was just
Me
no
too.
longer good. So, in your opinion, do you think that a new My Chemical Romance album would actually be any good?
I think. Let me start backwards a little bit.
Okay. Yeah,
I think they kind of got to that point at Danger Days where they were just like trying to release something for the sake of releasing something.
Mhm.
It was far less introspective. It sounded more like escapism music
Yeah.
as opposed to like confronting something.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
That's a good point.
but I think enough time has gone by where I think they already have a record written
You think so?
because they have all this imagery and like symbols and such, and they're being very cryptic.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you don't do that without having, like, a plan behind that.
They're really doing that just for a tour? Maybe. They're very over the top and theatrical.
I was gonna say
but-
they did dick tease us a few years back whenever with the like the 10-year anniversary of Welcome to the Black Parade.
They probably had all this planned like back then.
You think so?
There's references. Dude, this sounds so like obsessed fan.
No, dude,
But there's
I-
like references and stuff
Yeah, you're good.
in Danger Days to coming back in 2019, which is when they had their first return show.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, so
Danger
elaborate.
Days is set in 2019.
What?
But I will say this.
How did I never pick up on that?
I will say this. If they come back, I don't want it to be related to Danger Days in any way.
I want it to go back to old shit.
I want it to evolve, but be more in that vein of
Yeah.
like, Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
Mhm.
I'm not
Black
okay.
Parade,
So
Yeah.
are you talking about like more so like the genre, because their genre
just the feeling, just introspective and angsty
And
and
kind of
emotional
solemn. a
I
little
would say
bit.
raw. Like, their old stuff, like, dude, I don't think.
and heavy.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I don't think. It's hard to say. So, like, I'm not a diehard My Chemical Romance fan. I haven't ever been, but I've always loved them and respected them because, like, they are so talented. But I'm with you guys, especially on the newer shit. I never liked them. But, like, the Black Parade, I think that was probably, like, MCR's, like, most, like, perfectly composed sound. Like, but then you listen to, like, I'm Not Okay, and to me, that is, like, the perfect, like, relatable and realistic, like, emo kid that, like, we're gonna start a band and we're gonna write about shit that, like, everyone that is like us feels. And it it just feels so legitimate. Like you can 100% relate to that. Like just the stupid little shit with me and Chris were singing this at fucking HMAC. That song came on and he's like I'm seriously not okay or whatever. And there's like that one clip like in there. It's so relatable. It feels so real. So I would love to see like what you're saying, like take the evolution, like take that raw emotion and take that perfect composition of the Black Parade, combine those and evolve that. Now, obviously easier said than done, but that's what I would like to see from them.
What do you guys think that My Chemical Romance did different, though? Because there were so many bands writing music about, like, the whole emo phase was a giant thing about depression, people not being okay and stuff like that. There's a lot of bands writing songs about that at that time. What do you think set My Chemical Romance aside?
His voice.
You think it was his voice
and his style, like because he'll go from just doing like perfect, like clean sing, like actually like writing a chorus and having a melody. Then he'll be like, "Take a good hard look," and just go like right into that raw shit. And like no, like you had like if you took that away from My Chemical Romance, you seriously just had like a more punk style 30 Seconds to Mars at the same time frame.
That's a good comparison.
What do you think? What do you think?
It's definitely his voice, but they're more honest and authentic.
Yeah.
I think it's like brutally honest
rather than poetic.
Well,
It's
they're very poetic.
too.
I mean,
it's definitely poetic, but it's just far more visceral in this primitive expression. And his voice, he does not focus on like being a singer. He focuses on the emotion, I think. Not like someone like Beyonce is like an incredible singer, one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
But she sounds like a singer, like she was trained.
One thing I was
Go ahead.
one thing I was taught when I was in like chorus in high school was my chorus teacher would always say, "Go for the note over the word." Where I think Gerard Way would go for the word over the note. He wouldn't even do that. It's like he would get those R's in there, where like an R is kind of hard to hit the right note on it, and you just have this harsh R in there.
See, I don't even think he thinks about that because he's just emoting.
Yeah.
Whereas other people will think more about their vocals, like, okay, make sure you hit this note. I want it to sound in this sort of style. Hit clean there. I feel like he's just feeling and expressing.
And just getting the emotion out, just
Right.
pushing.
Yep.
That's
However
actually
it comes out.
That's a solid.
So not hyping myself up like in any way, but like I think like
I mean, you are. but-
no, it's like Derek, have you ever done this?
I'm
Like
fucking
because
with you,
when Ethics recorded Devoid, the last song that we put out there, honestly, when we got to the recording studio, again, Paul Dennis, I'm gonna put the name out there. He's great. We talked about him on the last episode. He's fantastic. Because
it's a
we're allowed to
positive
if it's a
thing.
good thing. It's positive, so he's great. But when we got there, all the instrumental was written and the lyrics were like half written because the song is about it's about an ex that it was still like kind of like a painful thing emotionally. Like I was past it, but when it came to the writing part, it was hard. So that's why I wasn't as far. So it came down to like it was time for me to do my recording, and I'm like, fuck, like, I don't have it. So I literally went in the one room, like everyone else was hanging out, and I isolated myself in the room, and I was like, I forced myself to like feel whatever it was that I was feeling. I finished the lyrics, and then I came out, and I was like, all right, I'm ready. Like we need to do this like now. And Paul's like, okay. And so we started going, and I literally just let like all the feeling that I was feeling, because like I literally put myself emotionally back in the state of mind that I was, that the song was about, and I let that come through my lyrics. And I think that's not just because it's a song that like I wrote, but I think it's my favorite song because it's the truest and like rawest like song I ever did, because I did not focus on like, I want to sound clean here. Like I want this scream to sound dirty. Like no, I literally just focused on, I wanted it to encapsulate the emotion, and that made me so much happier. So I honestly could not imagine being someone like Gerard Way, where that's like your entire way. Because I agree with you. I think that's exactly what he does. Fuck, like that would take such an emotional toll on you. Like I don't know how you could ever isolate or compartmentalize the fact that you're doing it from music, and then just not letting that bleed over into your real life, and just constantly staying depressed if you're writing songs like that. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I know I don't have the emotional or mental capacity to do that.
That's a really good point. And Gerard Way definitely went through a lot of shit with that. One thing I did want to ask though, because we're running low on time, Chris is gonna fucking kill me. But I did want to ask. So, all right, we were kind of talking about before we went to break. I wanted to come back to that real quick before we wrapped up. So you and I, we met like what 6 years ago? It was right before you guys started Dead, right? Or right around the time you guys started Dead.
So that would actually be like 4 years ago, because that was 2016.
Oh fuck, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was only 4. I've only known you. It feels like
I know.
so much
Strange.
longer. Wow.
It's good. It means we're living
Strange.
life,
Yeah,
man.
that's true, man. That's true. So that was when I met you. Now, and we were kind of off air talking about Observe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me the history on it? Because I've actually always been curious as to how you
How
guys
the band
how
formed?
the band formed and
Same.
everything like that.
Yeah,
I've
I'm
actually
so
always,
happy you
always
asked
been
that.
curious about that.
So Dylan Zepp, the drummer, we played Pee Wee football together, like I said, when we were like 9 years old or something.
Mm.
But then that ends, and I didn't see him at all. We went to different schools. Cumberland Valley High School, then we meet again
Mhm.
in like 10th grade. And I had started playing guitar the previous year because I got a guitar for Christmas. And I got to the point, I immediately, as soon as I started playing, by the way, wanted to write. I didn't want to cover songs or anything. I just started writing.
Mhm.
So then the next year I was like, I'm ready to have like a drummer with me and stuff. He was drumming or something in a study hall, and Tyler told me about it. He was like, I think he would be a great drummer. He seems like he can play just by his desk drumming.
Oh my God.
And I was very skeptical. I was like, I doubt it.
You're like, I've been playing guitar for a solid year now, and I doubt
I
this
know a
drummer
good
can
drummer
even
when I see
compete with
one.
me.
So conceited.
You can learn a lot in a year, though.
You can.
Yeah, I didn't even know how to intonate my guitar or anything. So I was, the first couple years that Dylan and I were jamming, it was all out of tune and shit, I'm sure. But so I eventually talked to him. We started jamming at his house, like every day after school, all day during the weekends. His dad would actually make us like chop wood and shit
Oh my god.
for like hours to like earn our practice
Was he
time.
Amish?
What?
No.
No, that's
Love you,
awesome
Alan.
though. That's an awesome story.
No, he's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
So we would show up and we would like cut wood and stuff for hours and hours, and a lot of times then it would be like too late to be loud. So his dad would be like, "Sorry guys, thank you though for cutting all the wood."
What?
That's super fucked.
It's so funny though.
Just exploiting your labor. Oh my
Right.
god.
So then we're jamming and stuff. Tyler has always been a best friend. He's my cousin. So I was like, you should really get like a bass or something and start jamming with us. So he did that. A couple years go by with us just jamming. I mean, Elliot, we started hanging out in like senior year of high school. And I was like, you should get a keyboard. So then we all started just jamming together. That was it.
God damn.
Yeah.
And now
Now it's just Dylan and I. So the two that I was like, you should pick up instruments.
You should go buy really expensive things. Didn't work out.
Yeah,
Oh my
but oh well, we're all still close, still buds.
yeah, I was gonna say I thought
Tyler and I are family.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that
so.
far transcends a band.
Nice. Do you guys have any shows coming up? Like not. Just curious, I guess. More so, I haven't got to ask.
Observe.
Yeah.
We're playing at XL Live on the 29th of this month
Oh.
for the Millennium Music Conference.
Sick.
Which is always fun. I like that event.
See, we played that, and we got put at the Champ for Millennium Music Conference, and we were like, wow, there's nobody here. We were the headliner for that, and so we were like, all right, sick. Like we're gonna be the headliner. By the time it was time for us to go on, I was so livid because there was like 5 people, and I was like, dope. Like
Are you
this is
gonna have
great.
tickets for that?
Oh, it's not a ticket thing.
Oh,
I'm
it's
pretty
not?
sure it's free.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
shit. Okay, I was gonna say I'll buy tickets, but damn. Well, that's awesome though. Thank you for giving us the history on that. I
I will
appreciate
say that like all of our first shows were at the Champ,
They were, yeah,
and
for sure.
they were fun.
I miss the
shows.
Yeah.
champs, honestly.
Because back in the
sometimes.
day, it was like a whole vibe.
when the
It was
champ
a
was
culture
the champ.
thing.
Yeah. Like,
Because when you have shows now, a lot of times, I don't want to say a lot of times, but a lot of people do come out because they just want to drink and have fun.
mhm.
All the kids there's no bar or anything at the Champ. It was just
Mhm.
a bunch of underage kids coming to jam the fuck out.
Yeah.
And punch each other in the face, and it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
But we had pit respect. Like that's the thing that I talk about all the time. I'm only gonna hit this for like 10 seconds, but like pit respect. Every other venue I've ever been to, you go to the pit, someone gets knocked down, someone gets knocked the fuck out, and all their shit comes out of their pockets. people will either A, step on it, steal it, or just fucking kick it somewhere else. At the Champ, there was pit respect. Like, you saw that you were going to hit someone in the face, and you saw it was going to happen. So you would pull that punch because you weren't actually there to hit them. You were there to show off your moves. Or if you did hit them, you immediately picked them up. And I remember so many times, this happened so many times, people would be in the pit, people would like lose their wallet, lose their glasses, lose whatever. But it's the breakdown. The band doesn't stop playing. The show goes on. But people, whoever found them, as soon as the pit was done and it just goes right back into the course, or whatever, people would literally pick up whatever they found and just hold it in the air. Just held it in the air and let people come claim it. I have never seen that kind of shit anywhere else. And I've seen shows like all over the East Coast, and only the Champ, only 717, like Central PA, had that kind of respect for one another, and that was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome. Aside from like the whole pit thing, I just thought that the Champ just had, like you said, it's its own vibe to it. Like, everybody came there for the music to have a good time. It didn't matter what kind of band was playing. It just, everybody went to be a part of it.
I mean, I get it. It was an absolute shithole. Like, it's a warehouse, like under an underpass, but the intentions behind the people going was so pure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, you could just meet. I don't know how many people I've met from there I'm still friends with today.
Yeah.
Where you just walked outside and you're like, hey, man, can I bum a cigarette? And the next thing you know, you're talking for 20 minutes and you've made a lifelong friend.
Right.
And
ABR started at the Champ, didn't they?
Yeah, I saw
That's
them
where they
there.
got their big
Yeah.
break, was the Champ, like, because they
I almost
signed
got
to
my
CI
fucking
Records.
nose broken seeing them there.
Dude, I saw. I went there because An Early Ending was opening for them, and it was so packed. I was just there by myself, like, just fascinated by this scene. And I saw a kid get up on stage and stage dive during ABR.
Come in the mic a little bit. Sorry.
He was stage diving during ABR, and he disappears into this like sea of people and pops back up beside me. His shirt is ripped in half, and he had a bloody nose. I was like 13 years old, and I was like, holy shit, that's awesome.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Oh
This
my
is like
God.
the audio version of Rated R. Like, sick.
Oh my God, dude, the Champ was pretty great. Everybody says that there needs to be another Champ, but it's like, it's not the Champ. It's going to be the people. People need to just change their attitude and just support each other somehow, one way or another. And there's like so many venues out there today where it's like everybody's struggling just to even get their homies to go to their own show. You know?
Well, that's because, I mean, that's a whole topic for a whole nother podcast,
Yeah,
because that's the whole
agreed.
pay-to-play thing, and that capitalizes here in
I
Central PA.
I wouldn't say it's all because of that. I'm not a fan of pay to play, but I'm saying like I don't think that's the only reason. I'm saying that like even people's friends won't even come out to support their friends sometimes.
But that's
you know?
because the ticket, even in advance, costs $15, and their friend works at like McDonald's or whatever. Like, I'm saying, like, when the kids are like starting, like, you got like you're 17 or 16, 17, you're starting a band, you're like, hey, come out. Like, to me, at 30 years old, $15, but I piss it out. Like, here you go. Here's $15 for an advance ticket. It doesn't matter. That does not affect my bills. When you're 16 or 17, you're working a minimum wage job, and your best friend or even one of your good friends is like trying to make it in music. $15. That's like, you're like, shit, dude. That's like gas money for like a week. Like, that's not even a full tank of gas, but that lets me go see my girlfriend. Like,
Yeah.
it's a totally different mentality back then. So
That's
like, and
true.
that's why.
That's true. Well, I hate to cut this short, Derek. We would love to have you back on sometime.
yeah,
You
man.
brought some great energy and just great
Thanks for
conversation.
having me, man.
Dude, thanks for coming. I seriously appreciate
Hell
it.
yeah.
We'll talk off air. Maybe reschedule something for soon. And
Let's do it.
have you back
It's fun.
on. So
I just want to end it with, you never joined Ethics because you stopped responding. Just saying.
All right.
all right. We'll get the fact. We'll get the facts for the next episode of Derek, and you guys can open it up with that. How
Yeah,
about
we're
that?
getting screenshots.
All right. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Like, I want him back just for that.
And you can find it on the darkwithdaniel.com website. By the way, any links or anything like that, we're on every single music scene. Huge shout out. Just dropped my fucking pen. Huge shout out to Rockmill Industries for supporting us here and sponsoring us here at Darker with Daniel. I just said here twice.
You got to get a lease for that pen.
And
Guys,
once again, you
we're
can find us.
fucking drunk, okay?
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
fucking.
So fucking drunk.
I've had a Bud Light and a quarter. No, please go to our website, darkerwithdaniel.com. You can find us on you can find our podcast on every single source on there. It's all listed on there. And Derek, if you want to give us any links to any of your websites or SoundClouds or anything like that you have, you can send it to us and we'll pop
Cool.
it up on there for you. So
Will do.
awesome, guys! Thanks again for listening, and we'll be back next week.
Hit that subscribe button.